Folks do not know the backstory. They have no idea what is going on. And to be really blunt, people don't typically tell you about the challenges. And there are challenges in anything in life, including pageantry. So, April, what were some of the challenges you faced when you decided to become a delegate?
So, Rhea, as you know, I wanted to quit so many times, so many times. But every time I tried to step into the dark, Rhea brought me back into the light. And some of my listeners or supporters who are watching, and my sister queens here know, and as Rhea knows, that my husband was in a serious car accident in May. And I didn't think that I had the mentality or the energy to finish what I started. But after talking to Rhea, I knew that I had to complete this. I had to finish. So, and then on top of that, my brother passed away in September. So there was a lot of challenges that I faced that the devil he was pulling at me. He was trying to get me to just quit. But I know I'm not a quitter. I am very strong, and I had to see this through. I had a great support system here with Rhea and Pam and my sister queens here. And those were some of the challenges that I faced while going through this pageant journey.
Shawana, what did you face? That you already indicated part of it as to what actually motivated you to become a delegate. Was that battle against cancer also a challenge?
Yes, because when you're going through any type of anything, it was a loss. And I had to learn to mourn what I lost. So I was stuck. So when we were talking, just like April said, you brought us out of the darkness. I was feeling depressed. I didn't even know, how sometimes you don't even know you're depressed. I didn't know I was depressed until I had to get up and talk. I had to get up and walk. I had to start putting on clothes. And then you had me put on some heels. So that kind of snap you out of it. Because once them heels get to hurting, then like, man, I'm dressed up. So for the most part, to get up, because I didn't feel like at that time I had the confidence. I didn't believe in myself because I was pitying myself. And once I got up out of that, I elevated myself. And that's what I feel right now, elevated from the experience.
Ms. DeVita, what were your challenges?
Well, I had a long list of challenges. However, I think one of the main ones was just balancing my responsibilities as a single mother of 6, work life, sports, and everything else. Another challenge was stepping out of my comfort zone. I think I told Rhea, like, ooh, I ain't worn heels in years. I don't feel sexy in heels. How am I do this? And she was like, girl, put it on and leave it on the stage. And so that's what I did. And just like learning the dances was a challenge. I was like, I got 2 left feet. I 2-step in the club. What is you doing? But, every opportunity was an opportunity to grow. And doing it with the ladies they made it easy. They made it easy. We definitely held each other up.
Can I mention something else? When DeVita states that she was working, we'll be on the Zoom. You can see the baby. She giving them a bath. She cooking. She had one leg in the bathroom. She cooking food and ironing. So actually, yes, you multitasking.
You still made it happen. But I want to stop you all here really briefly. It was not me that did anything. This is not my organization. And for those of you that are spiritual, you all understand what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
This was a vision given to me by God, and therefore anything that was done that was positive, that is his work. Anything that was shaky, that's me. That's my humanness. But the light that was being brought out of you was not from me. That was God. Now, we're going to lighten this up a little bit and ask this question, because for those of you that haven't had the opportunity yet to be in the pageant or to have seen the pageant, we have many areas of competition. Contrary to popular belief, the opening dance number is not an area of competition. It is a challenge. It is not an area of competition. Thank
My
you,
crowd is
Brittany.
crickets. That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you, Brittany Carpenter, for being not just the makeup artist,
Thank
but for
you.
being our choreographer
Thank
for the
you.
past couple of years to make sure that every dance is fantastic. But the actual areas of competition are fun fashions where you get to show a part of your personality that you don't normally always show to the world. The Phoenix Rising testimonial, which is one of the pillars of the pageant, discussing something that the ladies had achieved, overcome, or a combination of both. The evening gown, which speaks for itself. We also had talent, which again speaks for itself. Living my life like it's golden. When you are wearing gold from head to toe and modeling. We had the Black Pearl pitch competition, which was for entrepreneurs that were either already established in their business or not-for-profit organization or would like to have established one. And the on-stage question and answers, where you have the ladies had 30 seconds to answer one of many random questions that they pulled out of the box. So for the areas of competition, what was your favorite? Stop snickling because y'all like, oh my goodness.
You already know. You know.
No, Miss Shawana, which one was yours?
My favorite, ladies, y'all know which one my favorite was. Actually, the fun fashion with the Brazilian. I dress in Brazilian. I do the carnival every year. So I only get to wear it once. So I put it on again. And that was the favorite.
All right, April, what was your favorite?
I'm going to piggyback on my queen sister here, and it was fun fashion. I was for my supporters and family that are watching. If you were not a virtual, if you wasn't watching virtually for the pageant, I was Jessica Rabbit.
Yes.
And you know, Who Killed Roger Rabbit? Yes, Jessica Rabbit, and that was, I want to say, my alter ego.
There you go.
So she brought out the sexiness that I already had, okay? And I brought it.
Oh, when I tell you her husband was surprised, just a little bit of the backstory. His table was by the end of the runway, but I asked him to sit in a particular seat because he did not know what was going to happen, but I knew. And when she came out, I was like, who is that out here hooping? And hollering? Who is that? And I looked around, I said, oh my goodness, he is, Lord, don't let him fall out right here on this floor.
Yes.
Because he was like, that's my wife right there. I was like, yes, be proud, sir, every day, but this is a particularly exciting moment for you. So I thought that was so funny.
We heard him in the back, actually.
Oh, see, I was like, I thought I was hallucinating. I was like,
No,
no, I hear somebody. So,
Yes.
Davida, which one of the areas was your best, most favorite out of the group?
Well, they say 3 is a charm. The fun fashion was my favorite as well. It gave me an opportunity to let my guard down, do something fun. Although the pageant itself was fun and exciting, that part was probably my favorite part.
All right, now I want you all to give me 1 second because our fourth queen has arrived. Miss Ruby, Beyond Beautiful World 2025, Miss Kiara Thomas. Let me open the door.
And while we're waiting, Davida was a cowgirl, and she did that.
She was a sexy cowgirl.
She was a sexy cowgirl. I didn't know she could move like that.
So, before we go any further, this is Miss Ruby, Beyond Beautiful World. And she has made it here to join us because some of us have to work on Sunday, and she still got here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, before we go to the next question, scoot up a little bit, Miss Kiara. Tell us, out of all the areas of competition, what was your favorite?
My favorite was definitely the talent portion. It was because I just really got to be my authentic self. I love to sing. So I sang Mary J. Blige, and I sang it with all my might, heart, and soul, like I usually do at home. So that was definitely the fun part for me.
She sang "I'm Going Down" by Mary
And
J.
went
Blige,
down.
and she went down on the stage. I was like, "That's it, girl. That is it. When you're going to do it, go all the way down."
Yep,
And she did.
and I did. I
So
brought it all the way down.
it was fantastic for me to see. So yes. Now, on a little different note, a lot of people don't know, especially when you get past the childhood through the early 20s, what they can gain from pageantry. And I can't speak for other systems, but I would like to hear from you. What did you gain from the Beyond Beautiful World Pageant Systems experience? Let's start with you, Davida.
One thing I gained for sure was confidence. It was wrapping my mind around sitting in front of 160 people.
Yeah. Yes.
And walking down. I mean, I told my kids I couldn't even see y'all because the lights were so bright. But
Oh, we had a whole stage production. We
it
had
was a
production
real
going.
production. So that was one of my biggest gains. But one that I would say that that's really invaluable is my sisterhood that I gained. My sisterhood with my sister queens and the other delegates as well. It's just invaluable gain in my life.
Let me step in for a moment because a lot of times you hear in this world in which we currently exist about the difficulties of women getting along with other women.
Yes.
And one of the things I have told every group of pageant delegates from the beginning till now and into infinity, this is not a competition. This is a collaboration. The only competition you have is the woman that's in the mirror in front of you. But for the other women, these are ladies for which you can collaborate. If you feel like something isn't, like I say, is my crown crooked? Is my outfit right? Etc. You can trust them to tell you the truth and to help you get it straight. So that's important to me that you actually receive that message because I can't promise that everyone is going to have that experience, but that is the goal for us, and we work hard for that to be the truth. So, Miss Kiara, what did you gain from the experience?
I gained confidence. Most definitely confidence. I would have never thought in a million years that I would participate in a beauty pageant. So to be able to do that, it was definitely phenomenal for me. Like I said, I definitely did gain a sisterhood. I love the networking. I just love it felt like 5 mamas, 6, 7 mamas, but there was nothing wrong with that. I loved it. I was the baby out the group. But I loved it. It was a really good experience. I would definitely recommend this for anyone. It was definitely amazing. It really was.
Awesome. Miss April?
I'm going to piggyback on 2 of the things that my sister queens here said. One is confidence. I gained a lot of confidence. This being in this pageant made me believe in myself that I can do anything that I put my mind to and through my faith in God.
That's right.
And also, I gained self-worth. I gained self-worth that I deserve this. I deserve to be sitting here with these beautiful queens here. I am a queen too. I am beautiful inside and out, and I deserve this. And also the sisterhood here. There is nothing like it. As women, we tend to tear each other down. We don't come together and support each other. And this group of women, we supported each other from day one. We cried, we laughed, we hugged. I mean, we truly came together. And with Karen and Queen, we're all winners in my book. We are all winners, despite the fact that us 4 are sitting here with crowns. We are all queens.
I definitely feel like we put the stigmatism or stereotype that women can't work together
Absolutely.
to bed.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Shawana?
I think they said it all. I will add to it. I think I gained camaraderie. Like you said, sometimes we be in spaces and women don't like you because they get upset with your confidence,
Even in your own circle.
even in your own circle.
Absolutely.
And Deion Sanders said it best: do not allow my confidence to upset your insecurity. And we didn't do that to each other. We actually loved each other. Can I tell a story about Davida? You know, Davida's the shy. Davida actually is the shy of the queens.
Go
But
right ahead.
I saw a tattoo of Davida. She had a cancer tattoo on her chest. And when I mentioned it, I could see her heart and I could see her pain. So when she was about to go out, she just had a look on her face. And I had a bracelet from when they told me I was diagnosed with cancer. I took it off and gave it to Davida. I'm like, where is it? She said, I put it in near my chest. I got it near my heart. I said, well, you got it now, do it. And she walked that runway like everybody that wasn't here that passed away from cancer walked with her. And I almost cried watching her walk. I had to go leave because I was about to get ready to walk soon. But I was so proud of her because that look changed on her face. And she had all her people there
That's right.
with her. And I was so proud of her because I saw the elevation then after she put that thing, the ribbon or whatever in her bra. I saw it. And I just want to tell you I'm proud of you and I saw it.
Let me say this. I had spoken with a former queen years ago, and she told me horror stories, literal horror stories about when, let's say, when you were on stage, Kiara, and April would still be in the back, and then she would do something to damage your next outfit so that you could not get on stage and present whatever it was, at least not with any confidence, because you knew that any false move, your dress was going to fall off. And I was stunned. I was stunned because I did not expect that. But again, in looking in the climate in some parts of this world, it's in their mind a win by whatever means necessary. But to me, that's not a win.
Not a
That's
real
never
one.
a win when you have to hurt someone to get there that doesn't deserve it. So when I watched all the ladies from this system and season and the seasons prior not have that competitive feeling against each other, if we're going to compete, it's the team Beyond Beautiful World against whatever else. That made me think about what she said and feel grateful, because you can't promise that's going to be the outcome, but you can only do your best to make it that. And it did come to fruition with you all. Now, I'm going to tell you something I learned about myself, even though I am not a delegate, but in putting the Beyond Beautiful World pageant from a concept given from God to, all right, he's like not playing with me, I'm going to have to put this down on paper, to actually bring it to fruition, I learned that I was stronger than I thought, because a lot of naysayers were out there. Girl, ain't no black chick from the South Side Chicago gonna do no national pageant. Girl, you tripping, whatever. She just talking. And now 4 years in and planning the fifth, they're like, oh, she wasn't just talking. It happened. But it was not, again, my strength or power. It was the manifestation of the vision that I was given. And I learned to trust when he tells me to do something, to do it. Because he didn't bring it to you if he wasn't going to bring you through whatever it was. What did each of you learn about yourselves from the workshops and the overall pageant journey, which, for those of you that don't know, we have 2 workshops a month that are about self-development, about learning things. Some of it's pageantry, like learning how to walk and pose and smile, but most of it is about self-evolution. So what did you learn about yourselves? April?
What did I learn about myself? Well, as I mentioned before, one thing that I learned was that not to be afraid to make a mistake. All through my life, I've been judged for mistakes, and no one is perfect. But I've been judged to the point where it has manifested
It was
inside.
debilitating.
Yes. And so I was fearful of making a mistake the day of the pageant, getting out there and just not being perfect, because I know no one is perfect, but in my mind, I've always felt
But
like
you try
I needed
really
to
hard to be that. though.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. So I realized it's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to just be yourself, imperfect as you may be. But I that's one of the things that I learned. Like, it's okay, April. You're great. You're beautiful inside out, and it's okay to make a mistake.
Shawana?
Oh, I'm all into April answer. I'm smiling at you like, yeah, girl, talk that stuff. Can you repeat the question? I got so caught up in hers.
What did you learn about yourself from either the workshops or your overall journey?
That we need each other. I feel like we need each other. I was stronger because I had them with me. I knew who was going on next. I knew if I was looking sad, somebody gonna come up and say, you got this. So it was the fact, and I have an acronym for fear: false evidence appearing real.
That's right.
I got it. And I walk in the room like God sent me, because he did. There's no rooms we go in that we're not supposed to be there. So I walk like that. So when you said, hey, you can switch, I can really do this. Because I've always had somebody say something about me. Look how she walks. Look at her. She's so small. What's going on? So I've been shamed for having the confidence that I do have. So the fact you say I can walk, I can switch. Yeah, you can switch. I'm like, okay, this is where I belong. So just having that confidence and letting go of that fear to say, I can be me around other women that's elevating themselves right here with me. We're doing it together in real time. So there's no mistakes being made because we're doing it in real time. So I appreciate that process.
All right. Miss Kiara?
Bring it home.
Oh, no, we still got to get the video. We're trying to get slick out of it.
Yeah.
No.
Try not to make eye contact.
I would definitely say I learned a lot about myself. I don't even know where to start. I mean, it's really been a growing experience for me. Like, I have matured in ways that I've never even thought of, Me personally, this was an amazing experience. I learned self-confidence. I learned self-worth. I learned self-awareness. I learned how to be a better daughter. I mean, it was the fact that me and my mom got to do this together. It was very, very near and dear to me. It was an amazing experience. We actually got closer from it as well. It was an amazing experience.
Before I go to Davita, for those of you that do not know, Ms. Ruby, Beyond Beautiful World, and Ms. Beyond Beautiful World are mother and daughter. And they chose to participate together because, again, it wasn't a competition against each other. They were there each for their own reasons and in support of one another and the other ladies that were with them. So I work with each delegate on the Phoenix Rising testimonial, as I mentioned earlier, is one of the areas of competition. And I knew where your struggle was, Kiara, because you were going to say some things that your mom didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And
I never heard that story.
She had never heard.
Because I'd be in jail.
Right. She had not heard her overcoming story. And a lot of people would not have done it because they would have kept it hidden. And I was so proud of you to get up there and say it, knowing that Afterwards, we're gonna have to have a conversation or two or three. But it was all right because you had survived and thrived from it.
Yep.
You had to be there. I haven't forgotten. You know, just I looked away at me and I was like,
try not to make eye contact.
Right. She going on.
I'm right here by
me.
her. You better open the mouth.
Right, dude. What did you learn about yourself from the journey and the workshop experience?
Well, the workshop. Thank God for the foot strengthening exercises.
Wait, that is for people that have not worn heels in a while.
A long time.
It was necessary. Okay. Another thing is this being vulnerable. Being vulnerable. Those Phoenix Rising testimonies, they are not made up. They are true stories. That is what we have overcome. And it is not easy to relive those things and to not only relive it, but relive it in a public eye, because this is a national competition. So they can see this in everywhere, for sure. So that was challenging. It was challenging and it was empowering, because telling the story, it actually gives you a chance to release it. The hurt, the pain that you suppress and bottle up and, don't let nobody see. So that was definitely one thing. And to April, I just want to say our imperfections is what make us unique and relatable. So we all got to embrace our imperfections.
Oh.
Before you all go get misty.
I love y'all. Like, okay, I love y'all. Had a moment there.
Oh my gosh. Now, did you feel the competition or the collaboration with other delegates? Now, we kind of already addressed that, but was there any particular moment? Was there any particular situation? Was there any particular person that you said, okay, I know Rhea said it out of her mouth, but this is it live and in color?
I didn't feel that way until they were saying, I did not feel like it was a competition, because in my mind, I only compete with myself to elevate myself. I didn't feel the competition until they were announcing the winners. That was the only time where I felt like, wow, this is a competition.
Somebody
got to win. So honestly, in my heart, I just wanted all of us to be together, and I wanted all of us to get the same trophy, because that meant, we could stay together a little longer. So honestly, I did not feel that way until they started calling out the names. Is when I realized this is a competition.
And when she says it is a competition, that means that there are titles here. Like I said, these are the reigning queens for this season. And there are delegates that are not, quote unquote, reigning queens in this season with them. That does not take away their being queens to us.
Right.
These were the ones that just scored the highest this year. Okay. Kiara, you were going to say something?
Yes, I was just going to piggyback off my mom. She always taught me, like, you're in competition with yourself. That's your biggest competition. But the minute we got to the hotel, it was a competition for me. I wanted that crown. I wanted that title. I'm like, I deserve this. I'm going to get this. And after that, it was like, okay, we collabed that whole entire time. Literally, we were going over to dance each and every week. They had me literally in the front. Every single practice, like, come on, can you, the youngest, you got this, But the minute we walked into that hotel, my cap was on. Like, okay, let's go. I even told my mama, like, look, we doing this together, right? And we're not competing against each other, but at the end of the day, somebody better bring a trophy.
Yeah, she started looking at me funny. I'm like, whoa, what's going on?
Somebody got to bring that title home now.
And she said that doing her hands like this. Somebody got to bring it home. Whoa, you coming for me?
Somebody got to bring it home. I don't care who do it, but between the both of us, somebody got to do it. We both in it now.
Davina, yeah, that's real.
although pageantry is a competition, I never felt it here. Never. I mean, we was like, okay, your hair out of place. You got to fix this. You got to, let me glue this down.
Yep.
You know, we work together. You got some pens. No, I got a whole box. we work together.
My lips
So-
ashy.
So yeah, it was. Although again, pageantry is competition, it never felt like a competition. These ladies was like, we want you to win. We here together. We all want to win.
But if
We
you
wouldn't
do,
fight.
I'm gonna love you
Right.
the same way.
And honestly, I was working in the back while the ladies were changing between areas of competition, and I was watching the volunteers help them. But when there was something else that was needed, one of the other delegates would step up and help because they weren't going to let anybody go out there and just look bad.
Not in front of your
Absolutely.
family. Not in
They
front of
just weren't
anybody.
going to do it for each other. And there are other people who have been like, girl, let her lay it down.
Let us lay it
That's
back.
better for us. But they wouldn't do it. Miss April?
Yeah, I have to piggyback on Miss Emerald and Miss Beyond Beautiful World over here. I never thought it was a competition. It just felt like a party that never ended with my pageant sisters here. Even the day of rehearsal, the day of the pageant, Miss Beyond Beautiful World over here just kept rooting us on. I'm like, I got this, because every time we practice on stage, she was just rooting for us. Do that spin. No, come on, get it, girl. Come on. No, come on. You know, she just cheered us on. I mean, we all cheered each other. We all supported each other, but I never felt like it was a competition. It was just a party that just never ended.
Can I piggyback off her?
No.
No, because come on, you gonna go.
No, because I came in every year. Now, mind you, again, I'm not a delegate, but I come in every year telling every delegate, you better get up there and knock this out.
No, for real.
And I was
Yes,
like,
she
you better get up there and knock this out. I don't want to hear about your foot hurt. I don't want to hear about nothing. You better get up here and tear the roof off.
No,
this
you tell
yard.
us to suck it up. That's what you
Right.
telling us to do.
And I meant it because, again, not against each other. I wanted every one of the ladies to be the best woman they could be that night on that stage. And that does not give you room to say, oh, you know, I'm not feeling the best today. No, this is the day to show up.
She wasn't trying
Shine.
to hear none
No.
of that.
Well, she didn't. She
No,
was
no.
She
listening.
wasn't, and
Because-
that's why we supported each other the way we
Right.
did. We like, hey, look,
Right,
y'all
look.
better get it together.
I told her, well, cut it off and keep going.
Right, if I have to come back in here, it's going to be a whole situation because I know all of you have that glow, that shine, that talent, that ability in you. And I'm not going to let any insecurities, any doubts, any naysayers, anybody calling you on the phone,
Yes.
you're not going to win, none of that. We weren't going to have any of it. So, yes, this is where you have to bring yourselves together and then be ready to show up.
Mama Bear was in the house.
Yeah.
She was like, leave it on the stage.
Right.
I was up every line, leave it on the stage.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, she had me
That's
charged up. Okay, I will.
That's right. You have to do that so that everybody can benefit from what you have to offer. Because we all have our individual lives and we touch people here and there. But this gives you a national platform to touch people that, as I've told each of you, you will possibly never see. And that segues into my next question. What is your advocacy and how will you promote it during your reign? Now, for those of you that are familiar with more traditional pageantry, that is your platform. They use the word platform. We use the word advocacy. So each one of these ladies has an advocacy that is near and dear to her heart for her reason. So starting with Ms. Ruby, what is your advocacy?
My advocacy is overcoming single parenting.
And what did you do in September to spotlight your advocacy?
Well, one, I worked with a company. They're called New Moms. I work with them, and I also did a fundraiser for them as well. I tried to raise as much money as possible for the young mothers to get Pampers and things for their children. I also met a beautiful young lady. Her name was Micheline, and she was a trauma coach. And she worked as well. She was a single parent as well. And so I thought that was more near and dear to me from being a trauma coach and as well as a single parenting. And so those went hand in hand for me. And I met a beautiful young lady and I conducted an interview with her and she answered some questions for me. And we had an amazing time. It was a good experience.
And what are your plans to expand upon your advocacy during your reign?
During my reign, I plan on holding more events, at least once or twice a month. Also, just getting out there in my community, period, and just trying. Like right now, we have a lot. I'm 35. Right now, we have a lot of young girls missing. So I'm trying to get out there, and actually, really do something about it because it's definitely a thing. It's been at least 5 to 7 young girls missing within the last week. So I want to get out there, just bring some awareness to the community, and hold some events where they can even talk to you because sometimes the girls are running away, sometimes they're getting kidnapped. I mean, it's all different reasons of what's going on. And so we need to start out with the why and what's going on at home. Usually it starts at home. So if we can just reach out to these children, hold some events, maybe even do some classes. I do hair as well. So even just giving back to the community by doing their hair, making them feel pretty, just giving them that confidence that's needed and maybe lacking of. And so that's what I want to do.
All right. Miss Emerald, what is your advocacy?
My advocacy is postpartum depression.
And what did you do in September to spotlight your advocacy?
I conducted an interview with Miss Renee, who is the owner of a behavioral health and she actually worked for Simpson High School. Some of us seasoned folks know what Simpson High School is. It was a pregnant school. And so she had a lot of firsthand work with mothers, young mothers who were going through things that they never wanted to talk about.
All right. And through your reign, what will you do to further spotlight your advocacy?
I plan on working with different organizations, maybe even doctors' offices, to bring awareness to postpartum depression. I know a lot of times mothers feel misunderstood and unheard when they're telling people how they feel and, trying to express themselves, and sometimes not even knowing how to express themselves because they don't know what they're feeling. So definitely bringing a spotlight to that, using my social media platform as a way to get the word out there and help them be heard and understood and supported, more importantly. And just to let people know that taking mental health seriously is so important, especially in new mothers who are vulnerable and they are taking care of one of the most vulnerable age stages of human beings.
That's right. All right. Miss Sapphire, what was your advocacy and is your advocacy?
My advocacy is veterans. And veterans is very dear to me. All my parents are vets. And I don't believe or I don't think that our veterans get the recognition that they so deserve. I mean, they fought for our country. And I believe as rich as our country is, there is a lot of resources that should be available to veterans. So back in September, I am a member of the VFW Post 311 in Richmond Park.
Yay!
And so we conducted a stand down for those who do not know what that is. That is a day where we invite all vets. It's a free event and we feed them. We give out free haircuts. We bring in vendors that talk about like mental illness, help with housing. It's all different resources to help our veterans. It is a great event and a lot of veterans come and we love on them because they deserve it. And so I plan to bring or assist veterans with housing and mental illness, because mental illness is real. And I just believe there are a lot of veterans out there who need help, who need love, who need to feel like someone actually care about them. So that's what I plan to do. It's just bring more awareness and assistance to our vets.
All right. And Ms. Beyond Beautiful World, what was your advocacy and is your advocacy?
Gun violence with PTSD. I also have my trauma coach that actually just joined online. Right now, just like everybody said, everything everybody said has something to do with mental health. So even with our court, we're going to work together to somehow make sure that all our advocacies kind of come together. I think it would strengthen us.
Now, what did you do in September?
In September, I did like a mental health, just relaxation, where we sat and we talked about trauma and how to deal with trauma. Because in our community, sometimes when somebody passes away, we pass away with them. We hold on and we mourn a long time. We wear t-shirts, we have hats, we have everything in regards to mourning, and we stop living. So right now, I think the PTSD and the mental health goes together, and something that April stated, we need to love on each other and love on ourselves, because sometimes we don't know what self-care is because we're so busy taking care of someone else.
And what do you plan on doing through your reign to highlight and spotlight your advocacy?
More mental health events, more self-care events, kind of just bringing ladies out, bringing maybe the postpartum ladies out and the veterans, and we can do more things with them like that.
And for those of you that are wondering why I'm asking them what did they do in September, for the Beyond Beautiful World Pageant, September is our month of advocacy. So not just the delegates, but the reigning queens and the past queens are all asked to really highlight their advocacies, because if you have passion for something, it typically doesn't die. So even though we have queens now, this is our fourth court. Our first court, our first reigning royalty still has passion for those advocacies.
Mm-hmm.
So that is why September is important to us, because advocacy is one of the pillars of the foundations of the Beyond Beautiful World Pageant. Before we have to go, give one reason why a woman should be a 2025 delegate for the Beyond Beautiful World Pageant. Everybody's like,
Well, can I say that I felt like once I found out everybody's advocacies, I think we became closer when we really learned what each other's advocacies was, because we had more respect for each other. I understood why people moved the way they did once we learned everybody's advocacies. You kind of see, well, wow, she got so much
Sure.
energy. Oh, wow, now I see why.
Something is important to that person. You learn more about who that person is. Give me a reason. Now, I can give a bunch of reasons, but I'm not going to.
Can I start?
Go right ahead.
Somebody just put on my live. It was great experience for me to see also. Seeing you ladies gave me the confidence in myself. Congratulations to you all. So that's why. Elevation and empowerment.
Elevation and empowerment.
Yes.
Anything else, ladies?
Confidence,
Confidence.
because it gave me the confidence that I knew that was inside me, and I believe it has come out. So if you are struggling or thinking that this is something that you cannot do, yes, you can. Trust me, you can. So confidence.
Miss Davita, Miss Emerald.
If you are passionate about making a difference, then the Beyond Beautiful World 2025 is for you. It's your time to shine.
And sisterhood.
Miss Ruby.
Yeah, my mom just took mine. I was getting ready to say sisterhood. She had to put another one in there. But yeah, I would definitely say sisterhood all day long. Like, it was an amazing experience. These ladies are beautiful. They're very helpful. Even if you just want to do something different, just go out there and do something different. This was an amazing experience. Like, I never thought in a million years that I would do something like this. So, just do something different. I'm always very big on my daughter, like, do this and do that. And so that was my biggest reason why I did it, just to show her, like, you see, this was hard for me, but I still accomplished it, and not only did I accomplish it, but I actually won my title, so it was definitely a learning experience for her and myself as well.
Ladies, let me say a couple things before we sign off. The pillars of the Beyond Beautiful World Pageant are advocacy, entrepreneurship, testimonials, and personal evolution. And as you have heard almost all of those, we do have, let me say this, our Black Pearl Pitch competition winner is also Ms. Ruby. And so we have entrepreneurs here whose businesses we help them develop and we help them grow through mentorship and financial assistance. So those are the foundational parts of the
stay
pageant.
tuned.
Stay
Nyanzuri
tuned,
Collections.
you're going to see some
Y'all gonna
things.
see me soon, real soon.
So for those of you that have any questions or are interested in the pageant system itself, go to www.beyondbeautifulworld.com. Send us a message in our contact us page, and myself or Pamela Braxton, who is the National Director of Southern Region, will be in touch with you soon. And with that, this is your girl, Rhea Ray Harris Yarbrough, coming to you via IntellectualRadio.com, an iHeart radio station, on the Quintessential Queens podcast with the 2025 reigning queens of the Beyond Beautiful World Pageant system. Thank you, ladies, for sharing your Sunday with me. And they are showing themselves to their supporters on their lives.
I'm going to show you my national director.
There you go. But we will definitely see you every quarter so you can get an update on what our queens and our ladies are doing. And with that, peace and blessings in the name of Jesus. Have a super fantastic, awesomely fantastic, Beyond Beautiful rest of your Sunday.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Oh, I got to fix this thing.